What is good? Fuck, good. Everyone. Ashkeebs here. This is so scuffed.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
I just want to note that Ikki68 Studio sent over this board for a build and review, but I was not paid for the review in any way. It is however running on Kinetic Labs at the moment, so you can use the link in the description to help me out. What is good everyone, Ashkeebs here. Today we have a early look and review of the Ikki68 Aurora R2 prototype, with some many notable features to the board and accessories, but mainly the biggest changes being the PCB. A lot of the footage that is going to be used in this video was taken off my live build and reaction of the board on Twitch. You can follow me there on ShoopsTube if you want to tune in. I don't really have a stream schedule anymore because, well, YouTube videos have been taking up the majority of my time. Definitely not TFT, but I do try to hop on once or twice a week. I also post updates on when I stream on Instagram, so follow me there also on NotTubes. That's enough of my own shameless self-promotion. So a bit more detail on the board before we start. The Ikki68 Aurora R2 will be running from November 12th to November 26th. By the time this video goes up, there will probably be only a few days to decide, so sorry about that. But Ikki68 Studios actually made a very nice presentation on the new aspects of this round, so let's go through that real quick for you guys. Thank fucking God, because this is a whole lot of work I didn't have to do myself. Bless up. Also forgot to mention the starting price of the base board will be $135, which is pretty damn good. So there are going to be 5 new colorways. The old colorways are not going to be run, but the new colorways are the Aurora Blue, Aurora Clear, Pink, Fog, and Snow, with 2 new collaborations, which is for Winter's Breath and Zen Pond. There's also going to be some aluminum top case options with black, red, pink, navy, and e-white, and these should work with both R1 and R2. There's also 2 new PCBs, the Bodo and the Iceland. The Bodo is the one that comes stock with the new R2 and features a much thinner 1.2mm PCB as well as a lot of flex cuts. So some more general new accessories such as new stabilizers, new switches to go with the new keyboard, as well as a new PC NFR4 plate with flex cuts and a new pour-on dampening kit, which a lot of people will be interested in. The most important thing about all this is that everything that is new here works with R1, so if you already have the R1, you can just purchase the add-ons separately and it will work just fine. Phew, that was a lot of choices, but you know what else gives you a ton of choices? Surfshark. This video is sponsored by Surfshark. Surfshark is the premium VPN that puts ease and safety as priority. For an individual like myself that browses a ton of stuff online, there are probably a even more amount of surveillance, limitation, and data mining that is being done to me on a daily basis without my consent. Surfshark VPN can get rid of all these problems with a easy to use one-for-all solution. Surfshark turns you into an anonymous and hard to trace online user and makes the internet a safer and more enjoyable place. With a click of a button, you can forget all about the data mining and intrusive advertisements and all the other BS. Also, do you know what geoblocking is? Netflix, for example, has different shows and movies for each country. Japan, for example, has all the dank stuff for anime, and Surfshark gives you the access you need. Just connect to the service, refresh the page, access granted. I am now in Japan. Let's go. You can use the link in the description or code SHOES for 83% off and 4 extra months for free. Surfshark also offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk. Thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring this video, and now back to the video. Wait, look at all the flex cuts. Yeah, it's a thin PCB as well, 1.2 millimeters. Pretty flexy. Welcome to another episode of Ashkeebs Talks without a fucking script. Today's episode is a bit longer than usual as we let the time lapse of my build stream run in the back, but the build process for the Ikki68 Aurora R2 was pretty self-explanatory. Same thing as the round 1, except you put in the additional pour-on sheet and plate foam and whatnot. But the overall experience of the flex cuts on the PCB was quite drastic, as you will see soon when I do a little bit of a flex test for the board. Especially without the bottom silicone dampener, that shit was bussin'. For the switches, we are going with the new prototype versions of the Aurora clear switches. These things are fucking smooth. Like, these are as smooth as the TTC Gold Pinks, which are one of the smoothest switches, stock switches that I've ever tried. So we're going to be using them stock for this build. And obviously we're gonna also go with a black cherry pie on the spacebar, because it wouldn't be a Ashkeebs build without a black cherry pie. But for the keycap set, we are going to be using GMK Metaverse because I think it complements the red top and black bottom pretty damn well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, by the way, I made it to Diamond in TFT. We made it. It only took my sanity. It feels very light without any of the dampening materials, but sheesh, look at that shit. And the crazy thing is, it doesn't bottom out. There's enough room at the bottom to compensate for this amount of flex. So there's going to be no issue of you just, yeah, I'm like pushing real hard, it's not bottoming out. That's really good. So what are my overall thoughts on this board? Well, I've tried the Ikki68 Aurora R1, and the R2 with the new PCB is completely different. This is probably the most flexible and softest typing experience that I've come across in this price range, and it implements the pour-on sheet extremely well. Honestly, if you're one of those individuals that like the sound of the Mr. Suit and Jelly Epoch and also want a similarly soft typing experience with a similar sound, that at a very affordable price, this board is definitely that. Honestly, I don't really see any downsides to picking up this board for a newcomer. It's sturdy, has a ton of customizability in sound and feel. You want a stiffer experience, you can add the silicone. You want a softer experience, take out the silicone. It's all up to preference, but it doesn't sound terrible in any of those configurations. The only downside I would have for this is that it lacks heft without the silicone at the bottom, and that it doesn't feel as premium as a full aluminum keyboard. But at this price range, I think I lean towards performance than aesthetics. You can also add a brass weight as a add-on to give it more heft as well. So there is a option to spend a little bit more money for a more premium feeling board, but honestly I would just take it as is since the value is very good already. Additionally, all the parts of this board has backwards compatibility, meaning if you already own the Ikki68 Aurora R1, you can just pick up the PCB and pour on dampening kit and even the alu top and it will work just fine. The model I have is actually the bottom base is actually from the R1. This is the charcoal one. It's not going to run for the R2, and everything just turns out fine. It just works. That is pretty good. A quick note on the stabs and switches as well. The Aurora clear switches I tried, which are in this board right now, are insanely smooth. Like, it's one of the smoothest stock switches out there, identical in smoothness to the TTC Gold Pinks, and is a pretty loud and higher pitch sounding switch, although it's a bit masked with the Poron sheet right here. Also, the stabs, not much to talk about, but the WS stabs work with the thin PCB and it's pretty good. My personal favorite configuration for this board is with the Poron sheet plate foam with none of the bottom silicone installed. I think it sounds great, and yeah, this is definitely a great choice to make for a board under $200. A even greater choice to make if it's like if you just get the base kit for like $130 or something. That is a very good deal. Anyways guys, thank you so much for all the continued support and watching the video to the end. Thank you so much for 67k as well. That is crazy. We were very close to 67k, but I think we're gonna hit it when the video goes live. But more videos on the way soon, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.